A light novel is a type of Japanese novel that primarily targets young adults with its relatively simple sentence structure and vocabulary, while manga are comics that originate from Japan, and anime are Japanese animated works that can be either hand-drawn or computer-generated. Now, the most popular light novel series in 2021, Demon Slayer, managed to sell over 750,000 copies in 2021 alone. Those are decent numbers, but that pales in comparison to the staggering 29.5 million copies that its manga counterpart managed to sell in the same year. Not to mention that its movie anime managed to gross over $300 million in 2020 alone in Japan during the pandemic. But why is that the case? What makes anime and manga so much more popular than light novels? Well, to get a better perspective, I've invited my brother over to get his point of view.
Manga is definitely the easiest to digest amongst the three mediums. It also can be consumed in short bursts because there's only a few pages. And then for animes, one episode is about 23 minutes, and then for light novel has a few 10 pages per chapter. One more thing is actually about the immersion between the three mediums. For example, for anime, it's literally what you see on the screen, where there's no imagination needed. For manga, it's like a medium where there are panels for you with images, and then there's text for you to follow the conversation and story. Then finally for light novel, it's more of since it's just basically text, right? You need to come up with it on yourself. So it really detriments stories that have action sequence where there's a lot of fighting. You need to imagine that yourself. So sometimes it's hard for people to do that. That's why there are people that don't really like to read books because they can't imagine it in their head.
Now, those certainly are valid points. One thing to note, however, is that light novels do indeed contain illustrations, though few per volume. They serve as prominent markers to showcase important events that happen throughout the volume. Sure, anime and manga cement the visual imagery of this fictional world and how their characters look. But it's hard to know exactly what goes into a character's mind. Words paint a perfect picture, and it aids the reader in constructing and executing the perfect scene in their heads without having to rely on external directors from anime and manga to build the scene from them. This helps to immerse the reader into the narrative and its world, because you're given the freedom to tailor the experience to your own liking. And what better director than your imagination? It's undeniable that the majority prefers anime and manga over light novels. Maybe it's because they prefer illustration and motion to help them imagine and understand the story and the characters better. Or what if the interpretation of readers are just wrong from the start? What if they differ from other people who enjoy the same book as you? Does that mean that you're wrong? It's a scary thought. It's understandable. But what you must understand is that light novels should be enjoyed the way that you want to enjoy it. There is no right or wrong when it comes to imagination. What is important is that how you derive enjoyment when reading light novels. So chill out, sit down, and just let loose. Enjoy your light novel the way you want to. If reading is not your thing, well, take it slow. There's no pressure on you. Just enjoy yourself. Now, I hope if you are an anime or a manga fan, I hope this video encourages you to pick up the light novel and experiment with it, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to find some enjoyment from it.